This is interesting. I hope the angle works.
I feel awkward.
Cheers.
You can't have your booze.
What?
Viewer discretion advised.
Viewer discretion is advised. All right.
Can we do some like Sharpay Evans warm ups? I can't even do it.
Ba ba good. Well, here we are at the Marriott Hotel in Calgary Airport because our flight leaves at 4 a.m. Actually, we have to check in at 4 a.m. And it's a lot more convenient, obviously, to stay at the hotel in the airport when it's that early in the morning. Who wants to drive at 3 o'clock in the morning?
Especially when you live an hour and a half away from the airport.
Yeah. So anyways, it looks like we did it. I think we did.
I think we did it.
Did we do it?
Can I cross my fingers and
I hope so. Either that or we just made a huge mistake. I guess we'll find out.
I hope it's the first one.
So we took a few notes. We kind of wanted to do an reintroduction video. If you watched our first video, this is almost 3 years ago, I think. Almost.
Yeah, I think it was about 6 months after we moved to Calgary.
Yep. Yeah. So a lot has changed since then. And if you saw that first video, you would know that our plan was to build a business and to move to Mexico.
At that point, I think we were solo. We'd started the business, and he was working 7 days a week, like 20 hours a day. And I was trying my best to assist.
Yeah. If anybody has ever built a business before, you know that you work nonstop. It's 24/7. You never turn off your brain. It's a lot of work, a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety. But I think we did it in record timing. We built a business that can sustain us, work from home or work from Mexico, in 2 years. I would say it's about 2 years.
3?
Yeah, 2.5 years. And I think that's pretty impressive. So here we are. We're about to depart to Mexico. And we're very excited, but nervous and anxious and all kinds of weird feelings.
Yeah, I think for me, I'm just so nervous that other shoe is gonna drop, and we're gonna end up back here feeling like we made the world's biggest mistake.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
go big or go home.
I think you have to take risks in life, calculated risks, and this is what we're doing. We did put in a lot of time and effort, and we're not just going there, without any money or income. So I think in life, you're rewarded for taking a leap of faith and for your efforts. And that's kind of what this video is about, is talking about how we got here, and what has changed since that introduction video. Everyone knows we all go through life. It's hard. It's not easy. It's stressful. There's ups and downs, and there's so much to navigate. And we just want to touch on a few of the things that we have gone through and dealt with and experienced to get us to this point. And I think a lot of you can relate.
Yeah.
So I got a bit of a list going here. You want to start it off?
I mean, you're doing so well.
Well, feel free to just toss in there anything you feel I'm missing. Mm-hmm. So I'm Tim.
I'm Kaylee.
I met Kaylee in Mexico, in Puerto Vallarta, in 2022.
I was not living there. He was.
Yep. I was living there. I was working on my Mexican citizenship. And I'm from Ontario, Canada, originally.
And I'm born and raised in Oregon in the United States.
So you can imagine what kind of hoops you have to jump through to meet someone in Mexico and marry them when you're from two different countries.
It's complicated.
So that was a lot of fun, all in itself. She came to visit me in Ontario after I came back from Mexico.
You came to visit me in Oregon.
I came
a lot of back and forth long distance.
Yeah. It's if you've ever had a long distance relationship, video chats, texting calls up till 3 o'clock in the morning, sleepless nights, very, very fun.
And heart-wrenching goodbyes.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So I proposed to Kaylee in September 2022. We had met in January 2022, and she said yes. Right? You said, oh, wrong one.
Yeah, I think I said yes. So long
Obviously,
ago.
obviously, yeah. And from there, we went to Mexico because I still had my condo there, and in September, and we stayed there for a couple weeks. And obviously, this was also at the same time while we were getting engaged and going through all this. At the same time, I was going through some financial problems. I was prior to that doing very well financially, and some unfortunate events happened.
You thought you were retired.
I honestly didn't think I'd ever have to work again. That's where I was. And I think a lot of people can relate to that. I mean, like, when you see your stock portfolio crash or whatever investment you might have, oh, it's gut wrenching. So that's what I was dealing with in the midst of this engagement.
Well, I didn't it start when we were still dating.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, while we were dating. So there was a lot of turmoil there. I was thinking, do I have to break up with her because I'm going broke? She won't want to marry a bum. Like, these were some real serious thoughts that you're having internally. Um, but I have to admit, I was shocked when I finally admitted to her that I was losing all my money. I was going broke, and I had to go back to Canada to work. I was shocked that she was not bothered by that. She was like, "I will follow you. I will go where you want to go, where it's best, and you know, um, we'll make it work." And that was like, I think everything a man wants to hear, to be honest. So, I mean, speaking from a man's perspective, it was like, wow, that's a special kind of woman right there.
I think for anyone,
Yeah.
you don't.
Yeah.
You want to feel like someone's with you through thick and thin.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's why they put it in the marriage vows.
That's right. Yeah.
In sickness and health.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the marriage vows,
Good
and it
times,
happened
bad
before
times.
that. They should have been dating vows.
Yeah.
But so that's what we were dealing with, and so I had to bring her to cold Canada, and she's never experienced Canadian winters.
I thought Oregon winters were cold. I complained about that. My family laughed at me when I said I was moving to Canada.
Because she told them she was moving to Mexico.
Well, I mean, also because my entire life, I'm like, I hate the cold. I can't take it here. I'm moving away and I'm moving somewhere warm. I've been saying that since I was a wee one.
Yeah.
And then I move and marry a Canadian boy and move to Canada.
She thought when she met me that we were moving to Mexico. So it's funny how things work out. But so that happened, and then guess what? I also developed a health problem, and it was pretty serious. I think it was a lot to do with stress from losing all that money. So I started having a lot of health problems.
And this was all, I think I moved to Canada in November. You moved there in September or October.
Yeah.
We got married in November. Health problems developed, financial problems. Like, it was just all brewing in the same time.
It was a whirlwind. Yeah. So yeah, I had some pretty major health problems. I don't know, I'm not going to go into too much detail about it, but that's something maybe we can talk about later down the road. And in the midst of that, we're dealing with dating, marriage, immigration. We got married in Oregon, so we had to travel from Calgary, Canada, to Oregon to do all that.
And during that time, there were still some lockdown.
That's right. There was still some lockdowns from that era
going on. So his family ultimately was only able to attend via Zoom.
Yeah.
Some of my family was only able to attend via Zoom because of these restrictions, which were lifted, I believe, days later.
I mean, maybe the day we got married was
actually lifted. Yeah, I believe the day we got married, it was lifted.
Yeah.
But who knows when it's gonna be?
Yeah. So, but I think we had like 20 people at least on the Zoom. Yeah. Watching our wedding.
From all over.
From Philippines.
Yeah, amazing. Canada, Philippines, Mexico,
And the U.S. Yeah,
and parts of the
yeah,
U.S.
yeah. So that was exciting. But it was a beautiful little venue, and maybe we'll share videos and pictures of that at some point. Did we already do that? Share videos?
No, I
Oh,
don't believe we did.
might have
Maybe
to.
from our we did a quick celebration in North Bay
Yeah,
the next summer for
yeah,
his family members who couldn't attend,
yeah,
and so I think that's what we shared.
yeah,
But you were talking about your some of the health issues early on
yeah.
in immigration.
So that, I mean, that's some of the early stuff, and then then we have to deal with immigration. So my
Yeah.
wife's American citizen, and there's that stress when she's coming to Canada. Am I going to get turned away, and then we're going to be separated?
Yeah.
Because you hear these horror stories with people, cross border dating and
Yeah.
marriage, and they get turned away from their spouse. I mean, what do you do, right?
You read the worst online.
Yeah, you read the worst online, and to be honest with you, I don't trust everything you read online or see, because it really was. We had no problems whatsoever.
No, everyone was
Yeah,
very good, and
yeah,
even when I get frazzled and he's just asking for basic information, and I'm like trembling trying to
yeah,
find everything, like please don't separate us. They were very good.
yeah. Very great.
We were very lucky.
Thank you, Canada Border Patrol, for not turning my wife away.
Thank you.
If any one of you agents are watching, thank you.
Thank you.
And so then, immigration. Now, it might seem daunting. A lot of people choose to hire a lawyer, immigration lawyer, and all that sort of stuff. But we decided, because
We were broke.
we were broke. I can't afford $6,000 for a lawyer. We're going to do it on our own. We're just going to follow the instructions and see what happens.
And even then, it was expensive. So that was another thing, is we have to file for immigration, and we can't afford it because of all the financial difficulties of having to get married abroad, I guess.
Yeah.
There was just a lot of expenses.
Yeah. So I guess the question is, how much did we pay? I mean, it's what between 1,000 and 1,500.
I think so. It honestly, it wasn't
Yeah.
overly expensive, but when you're struggling, it
Yeah.
is.
So I think it was under 1,500 for us to file the application fee. Photos. They do your iris scanning or
Yeah.
eye scanning or
Mhm.
fingerprints and all that sort of biometrics.
Thankfully, I didn't have to go through any interviews either, because that could have had travel time.
Yeah. It was definitely easier for an American citizen to become a resident of Canada than I've heard of, like Filipinos coming, and getting their residency.
Mhm.
So I think there's some bit of a fast track method with that. But we did it on our own, and so don't feel like you can't do it. If you're dealing with immigration, you can do it. You don't need a lawyer unless you have special circumstances. We did it, and I think it only took 10 months
Yeah.
from start to finish. 10 months.
We did have a couple things so that we did incorrectly, and so they requested redos. Yeah, after we had the health check and everything.
I can't remember what it was, but it was minor. It
Yeah.
it was far. It seemed far more stressful than it was. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of stress over it, but it definitely was unnecessary. I think I stress a lot more than
Yeah.
you, though.
But we did it. So we worked through that horrible financial collapse. Oh, dealing with terrible health problems, and then immigration, uncertainty, fears, anxiety.
Mhm.
Yeah, we did it. Immigration, finance, health.
All within the first year of our marriage.
So I think at that point I was thinking, wow, we are starting our marriage off pretty rough, but we're also building quite a solid foundation. If we can survive this, we can survive anything.
Yeah, there was a lot thrown at us.
Yeah.
And looking back now, it's a lot easier to feel good about it.
Yeah.
In the moment, it was
Mhm.
a lot, and it was draining, and it was taxing, and there was a lot of stress and a lot of tears.
Mm-hmm. So naturally, I had some skills in like the appliance repair trade, for instance, plumbing, electrical, HVAC, mechanical, electrical systems.
He's a jack of all trades.
So I thought the quickest way, and this is something that's true. I made a promise to Kaylee
Mhm.
in 2022. I promised her that we will get back to Mexico by 2025.
Yep.
I promised her, like, just give me a couple years. 2025, we'll be back to Mexico. because I knew that I had the ability to create something, to build a business, to reinvest something. I knew I could do it. It was very difficult with everything that was going on, but I did not stop, and you did not stop supporting me, and you helped so much tremendously. She supported in building this business. She did the accounting, the bookkeeping, answered phone calls.
Which was all new to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had experience in the horse world and basic customer service, but accounting, bookkeeping,
Yeah.
and answering phones related to a specific trade in appliances that I knew nothing about.
Yeah. But she did amazing. You did amazing.
Oh, thank you. I struggled through it. I did my best,
Yeah.
but there were a lot of I'm high anxiety. There was a lot of like I don't know, panic attacks. Like I'm getting off the phone with a customer and I just start sweating and turning red and I'm like, oh boy, I didn't mess anything up that time. I think we're good.
Yeah. Yeah, it was funny to watch.
It wasn't funny to live through. Oh my goodness.
I naturally, well, because of my upbringing, again, something that we can talk about another time. I was put into the spotlight a lot, trained to speak in front of crowds. So it wasn't difficult for me to do those cold calls and to deal with the business aspect and customers. But we worked together as a team and through all those difficulties, and we did it. So in our first video, we talked about how we wanted to hire technicians so that we can run the business from home or from Mexico, wherever, and relocate back to Mexico. And, it took, I think, 1 year before we found our first technician. And it's very difficult. You have to understand, in Canada, there is such a shortage of qualified, skilled trade workers, especially in the appliance repair trade. There are licenses required, like journeyman certificates, schooling, and there's not a lot of people in this trade. There really isn't. And what we do is we repair washers, dryers, fridge, stove, microwave, dishwashers. You're dealing with gas appliances, electrical, refrigeration. So you have to know a little bit of everything. And so we found our first technician about a year later. And in that, first year, you're working 24/7. You're reaching out to customers. You're advertising. You're paying Google $5,000 a month for advertising. I mean, and you're hardly breaking even on that. Just to get customers, reaching out to manufacturers, trying to build some sort of rapport. And that's what business is like for anyone who's done it, and So when we got that first technician, it was such a huge weight off our shoulders.
It was also concerning because it felt like as soon as we got her, which is incredible because there's limited female technicians, and
our first technician was a female technician.
yes,
Yeah.
and she's amazing. But as soon as we got her, it felt like things slowed down a little, and we're like, oh no, are we gonna have to let her go? We're like, no, just keep pushing. It'll work out.
Yeah, it's a real worry. I've never experienced that before because I've never actually hired people before. So this was a first. And of course, I've got enough work for myself, no problem. But then you go and hire someone and now you need to provide them work. And it gets slow all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And that fear of like, well, are we going to make it? Do I have to already fire her? The technician, the employee, you know what I mean?
Here you are trying to build something,
Yeah.
And not only that, you're concerned because you want to be able to provide them work.
Yeah. But we stuck it through, and thankfully, she was easygoing, and she stuck it through those slow days, and she turned out to be an amazing technician, and customers love her. We have so many great 5-star reviews on our business because of her.
So yes, and there we had started originally our business in Calgary, but we did end up moving our business, and she actually moved with us.
Yeah. So we had to leave Calgary because there was unfortunately not enough work, because there was a bit of a saturated market. There were companies that had exclusive contracts with major manufacturers that we could not compete with. But there was a need a couple hours north in a place called Red Deer, Alberta. And the manufacturers that we'd reached out to, like LG and Samsung and other ones, had told us that you move there, you have exclusive contract. And so we did that. And Cody decided, our first technician, that she'll move up there also, which was amazing.
Yeah,
Um,
we were really concerned when we had to move up there. She was initially covering what little work we had in Calgary,
yeah,
and Tim, before we moved, was traveling an hour and a half multiple times a week
yeah.
in the dead of winter.
That's another hardship. Have you ever dealt with Canadian winters? Uh, so I'm running a business, working 24/7 basically. I am once or twice a week making these 14-hour work days up into Red Deer area, which is a couple hours north of Calgary. So I'm getting up at 4 a.m., driving up there, doing 8, 10 service calls, then driving back. In the dead of winter, minus 40. There's vehicles everywhere in the ditches, ice covered roads. It's a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety.
Yeah.
And we knew, and we were doing this because it was a transition towards Calgary and Red Deer, which one's going to work for us.
Hmm.
So that happened, and you made the wise call. We're leaving.
Well, before that, I was at the point where the work got there was more work available up here up in Red Deer. We started staying in hotels and would make like 2 3 day trips out of it because we didn't want to be apart for multiple days.
Yeah, can't do that. It's not healthy.
So we were living in a hotel for half the week, which racks up the bills.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, one day I just said we're moving, we're packing up, and we're moving to Red Deer because you can't do this, I can't do this. It's not safe for him to
Yeah,
drive in the winter. Every time he does it, he's putting his life at risk.
yeah. So fast forward, it works out. It works out. Wow, amazing! All that hard work. Our technician moved up there, so yeah. Now we're getting busy. Now we're getting too busy, and I need a second technician. And we're thinking it's never going to happen. We're advertising. We're paying for advertising. A year later, we find another technician. A year later, just recently here in January of this year, 2025, we found another technician, and he has like 32 years experience, fully qualified, ran a business before, knows what he's doing. What a relief! What a relief! Now we have two technicians, and now I can actually stay at home and actually run the business during normal working hours instead of working till 2 o'clock in the morning, Saturday and Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So that's amazing.
It is.
It seems overwhelming talking about it all, but when you're at this moment, like now, at the precipice of moving to Mexico, and you think back on those 2, 3 years and everything that you've gone through, it feels like it's all worth it. And it doesn't feel like it's been that long or hard in hindsight.
Hindsight's amazing.
It is. So during that time, it feels impossible. I can't do this. You doubt yourself. You cry sometimes. You have stresses in your marriage and relationships, family, parents, siblings, whatever.
You're just pushed to the limit
You know,
in every way possible and feel like you have nothing left to give, and still there's more that's required of you.
exactly. You can do it. That's the point. That's the lesson, is that you can do it. If you put your mind to something, if you have goals, you can do it. You can achieve it. And when it feels overwhelming and you can't take it anymore, just know that you can. And then when you reach your goal, it's going to feel like wow, that wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. Even though it felt impossible in the moment. And it's all going to be worth it. And so that's where we're at now. And we're in the airport right now. We're taking off for the flight in the morning. We sold everything.
That was a leap of faith.
We sold everything. Our whole life fits into 4 bags.
I think so. We've got 3 full size and 2 carry-ons,
Our whole life.
maybe a backpack.
That's a whole other daunting experience for so many people. I mean, we collect so much stuff, and our homes are so cluttered.
And we tried, like we were fairly minimal. We were trying not to buy anything that was
Yeah,
unnecessary, but
yeah,
still you accumulate a lot just of necessities.
yeah, yeah. We sold it all, and we sold our van, our vehicle, our work vehicle, and we fully committed to this running the business from home now, from Mexico. And oh, it was difficult, and it's been a couple months of dealing with this and getting rid of it all, but it worked out. We thought to ourselves, is this going to work out? I don't think it's going to work out. I don't think we're going to get rid of sell the vehicle in time. It's, the market's not very hot right now. Or, but we sold the vehicle last week.
Oh, with no time to spare.
No time to spare. Just in the nick of time here. We had already booked our tickets, and we were fully committed to doing this because I made a promise to my wife. I promised her that 2025 we will be back to Mexico, and I won't make you go through another horrible Canadian winter again.
I don't recommend them. Yeah, there was a lot involved and a lot of stress in it. Yeah. But sitting here in the hotel, getting ready to get on our flight, which I mean, we can worry about everything that could happen, but this feels like quite an accomplishment.
It does. I think yeah, we feel a bit of a sigh of relief, but also like a nervous anxiety. So we'll keep you updated, and we're excited for you to travel along with us to see our life, how it unfolds, moving to Mexico, where it leads us, and we're going to share all that with you.
Yeah, I mean, all the getting a new place and living in a new country.
Yeah, we just have to remember to film it.
Yeah.
So I think the lesson here is you have to take a leap of faith. You have to work hard, but you can do it, and you will do it, and you will succeed if you believe in yourself. So just got to make those goals and do it. And we're living proof of that. So please follow along, like and subscribe, watch our videos, see how our life unfolds, and we'll be back.
Yes, thank you for watching and bearing with us as we try to get better at this.
Yep.
We're using microphones now.
Yeah, we got microphones.
So our audio quality should be a little bit better.
See you guys.
Bye.